134s, welcome back to our art lessons online for week 7. We're going to be continuing with our paper mache pig this week. So if you haven't quite finished paper macheing your entire balloon, you can keep going with that this week. If you only got halfway through and you thought you'd leave the other half for this week, perfectly fine. Work at your own pace. If you have fully covered your balloon and you can feel that you can't press in on the balloon anywhere, so it's nice and firm, then this week what we're going to be doing is adding 4 legs and a nose to our little piggy. What you will need this week is your fully paper mached balloon. You'll need some masking tape, a bottle cap. You can get just a wide bottle cap from the top of your milk or orange juice. This is actually from a gardening liquid that I was using last week that I ran out of. You also need 2 toilet paper rolls, just 2, because we're going to cut them in half to make 4 legs. You'll need some scissors, a marker, make up some more of our paper mache glue. You don't need as much this week, so instead of using a half cup, I just used a tablespoon. And then if you run out, you can always make more. We need our ripped up paper bits again. These are the ingredients I used for our paper mache glue. You'll need some extra newspaper and of course you'll need some cloths to wipe up any spills. Now to get the balloon out of our paper mache, I don't want you to just pop it because it could damage our paper mache balloon, and also it's a bit scary to pop balloons, so we don't want to do that. So what I want you to do is pull up the knot of your balloon. Your balloon should have gone slack in the last week a little bit, so you've got a little bit that you can pull around with. Pull up your balloon, pinch with your fingers underneath the knot, alright? So you want to grab a bunch of that slack balloon and pinch underneath the knot. You can see my knot is now above my fingers. Then with your scissors, you are going to cut off that knot. Partially cut it off if you like, doesn't matter. And then slowly start to release the tension of your fingers and you'll hear it start to hiss and the air is slowly coming out of the balloon. Then you can let go and your balloon should be rattling around inside and you can grab it out. What we need to do is we need to put our balloon sitting on its side so that the hole is on the side and the bottom is on the other side in front of us. What we're going to do then is we're going to take our toilet paper rolls and we are going to cut them at an angle. So you can see I'm not cutting them in half straight, I'm cutting them at an angle and it can be a bit tricky. These toilet paper rolls are actually really hard. It doesn't matter if you bend it, that's perfectly fine. We just want to have that angle, then you can always bend it back. Okay, so you can see now I've got 2 piggy feet, pop those there, and we do the same to the other toilet paper rolls. So on an angle, being careful. Hopefully your toilet paper rolls are a little bit softer than these ones. I usually give these ones to Bonnie because she likes to nibble at the cardboard, but she doesn't get these ones this time, so oh well. So we've got 4 feet and a nose. What we need to do is masking tape those things to our paper mache pig, just so that they are reinforced, so that they're a little bit stronger before we just start putting on the paper mache strips. So what we need to do is start fixing those feet and nose. Use as much masking tape as you feel you need to. And if I show you from the front, you can see the reason I cut my foot on an angle was so that it follows the angle of the pig. So I'm going to get to work taping all of these feet and the nose to the front. And you can see once I tape my nose to the front, it will stick out like a little nose. Now when I've masking taped my feet to my balloon, you can see that I use strips going across from the feet to the balloon and also across the masking tape itself. This is just to give it an extra bit of support, just to make it a little bit stronger. as I do my nose, if the nose of your pig or animal is too big for your bottle cap to sit on top of, just use some strips of masking tape to cover the nose and keep going over and over and over and over in different directions. And then your bottle top will sit on top of the masking tape. And as you tape that down, make sure it sits nice and snug, and then go over and over the bottle top many, many, many times. Alrighty, once your piggy is all taped up and ready to go, it's time to get our paper mache paper and our paper mache glue back into the mix and work on those techniques that we perfected last week, where we dip the newspaper into the paper mache, drag our fingers down to wipe off any extra, and then we start smoothing that over, might need some smaller bits for this part actually, over where we have taped. Now it's okay for your newspaper to get a little bit bunchy in order to get it to go into those corners. You just want to make sure that the paper is wet and it's covering all of that tape, all of your feet, all of your nose, and you can even use this opportunity to paper mache over some other sections as well. Alright, so I have fully paper mache'd over my pig's legs and his nose. I've covered all of the masking tape and I've made sure that I've done enough layers. Again, because our pig is going to be sitting on his feet. So we don't want those feet to be loose and wobbly. We want to do lots of layers. Now, because we've had to get in around lots of corners, make sure you just run your finger, dip your finger into the glue and run your finger over any wrinkly bits. Right? The newspaper will go mushy and you can sort of press it into the balloon where you've got some big wrinkles sticking out, because those wrinkles will show up once it's dry. It'll be a bit tricky to paint over. Righty, sit your balloon. Pig, it's no longer a balloon, it's now a pig. Sit your pig upside down somewhere he can dry for another few days. And next week, we're going to look at painting our pig and giving him a tail and some ears. So next week, you will need some paints. If you don't have paints, I'll show you how you can make some paints out of some household items. Or you can always use markers. It might take a very long time. If you can get your hands on any coloured paints, that would be fantastic. So that's it for this week. I hope everyone's had fun. I hope everyone can see an animal starting to emerge. I'm going to make sure I'm going to stick to mine being a pig, but you could decide yours is going to be a cow, a horse, it could be a dog, could be anything you want it to be. All right, see everyone next week.